matches for Goodrum. When we come back, the starting 11s and the opening touch from downtown Memphis, Tennessee.
One FC.
The starting 11s and the opening touch from downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Matches for Goodrum. When we come back, the starting 11s and the opening touch from downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is in the soccer spotlight as the top two teams in the Eastern Conference square off. It's the most significant regular season match in Memphis 901 FC history. A battle for the top of the table just off Beale. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the excitement of USL Championship soccer from AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. The top two teams in the Eastern Conference meet for the first time this season as Memphis 901 FC hosts Louisville City FC. And we welcome you inside our broadcast booth. Pete Pranica, Tim Van Horn on hand. And Tim, there's a lot of buzz in the community about the top two teams meeting, 1 versus 2. But for Ben Pierman and 901 FC, they say it's pretty much business as usual.
The level of play that they've been able to put out on the pitch so far this season, I think this for them, I don't want to say it's another match, but they have been playing toe-to-toe with the best in the East. For them, I think this is just going back to work, and yeah, it just so happens to be the best team in the East they're going against. I took an extra nap today. I think there's going to be a lot of energy out on the field.
I think it's going to be a fantastic match, and Memphis has been almost unbeatable at home. They have won 8 of 10 here at AutoZone Park. We look at the table, and you see the Louisville City with 39 points, that plus 26 goal differential, best in the championship. Memphis 901 FC with a dozen victories, coming off a victory last weekend against Phoenix Rising. They're just 1 point behind. For Louisville City, they're coming off a great performance against Red Bulls 2. Enoch Mushagalusa went for just the 4th hat trick in club history.
Yeah, he did that against Red Bulls 2 last week, and he's the 4th player in club history to do so. If the name sounds familiar, it's because he's a former Sporting Kansas City 2 player. 3 goals last week, and not only is he good with the head, also he's great along the wings, and he finds places to get open in the seams. tough challenge tonight for the Memphis 901 FC back four.
And the reigning USL Championship Player of the Week. Meanwhile, for 901 FC, their leading goal scorer, Philip Goodrum, with 10 in the back of the net this year.
Philip Goodrum with the 10 goals this year. He also leads the club in 6 yellow cards, too. If you're a 901 FC fan, you love the guy. If you're not a 901 FC fan, you don't like the guy at all. He scores goals. Not only does he draw fouls, he's also very physical. He makes things happen for Memphis 901 FC, and he's going to have to play a big role tonight, especially if Louisville City decides to play that high line against Memphis. He can get himself open, and he's great in space.
8 goals in the last 9 matches for Goodrum. When we come back, the starting 11s and the opening touch from downtown Memphis, Tennessee.
Action News 5 Plus is everything you love about Action News 5, plus a whole lot more.
Getting the 5-star treatment.
Watch original sports programming, live sporting events, entertainment program.
It's an adrenaline-filled adventure.
And the very best of the Action News 5's news team.
Forget the gimmicks. We have some tips that really work.
Action News 5 Plus. Tune your antenna to channel 5.5 or call your cable or satellite provider and ask them to add Action News 5 Plus.
My first love? Sports. You name it, I've played it or covered it for more than 40 years. There's nothing like highlighting hometown teams every night.
Jarvis Greer, taking action for you, only on Action News 5.
Weather never stops, and neither do we. We've got the team and the technology to be your first alert to the Mid-South's ever-changing conditions. Taking action for you. First Alert Weather, only on Action News 5.
We're a city with soul, grit and grind. From sunup to sundown, with every action you take, you make Memphis, Memphis. And we're here every step of the way, taking action for you.
It means we've got your back.
Telling your stories. Celebrating your community.
Watching out for your family.
And finding solutions to your problems.
It's what we do. Action News 5, taking action for you.
Joy Redmond, we are thrilled that you're the new anchor at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock on Action News 5.
I am so excited to be able to work with 3 television GOATs. Yes, I'm calling them the greatest of all times. Joe Birch, Jarvis Greer, and Ron Childers.
People will want to watch Joy Redmond every evening on the news.
What they can expect from me is that I've already prepared my heart and mind for this wonderful opportunity. So I want to be able to bring the same energy, bring the same joy, bring that same journalistic integrity each and every night.
Welcome back to AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC and Louisville City walking out, and Al Capone, Mr. Whoop That Trick, indeed, destroying the guitar. Let's look at the lineups for tonight's match presented by AutoZone. Louisville City, they come in 12 victories and 3 defeats. Serrano, Ownby, and Mushagalusa up top. Kyle Morton, who spent some time with 901 FC, is in goal tonight for Louisville City. For Memphis 901 FC, they also have a dozen victories on the season. They have won 8 of their 10 matches on home ground, and their AutoZone starting lineup looks like this. Again, Trey Muse in goal, Goodrum and Chris Allen getting his 7th start of the season up top. And, of course, Aaron Malloy in midfield has been fantastic with his service. Coaches tonight presented by XMC. You're looking at the manager, Ben Pierman. He's done a remarkable job here in Memphis, and 901 FC does not sneak up on anybody anymore. And Danny Cruz in his 2nd season as head coach after 3 years as the top assistant. Both of these clubs, Tim Van Horn, are exceptionally well coached.
They are, and both of these coaches are amongst the nominees for the first half running for Coach of the Year in the USL Championship, and rightfully so. These guys are great, and I'm excited for this match. I know Louisville City is without their leading goal scorer, Wilson Harris, but they have a lot of firepower. They've got a little bit on the bench as well, and just underway on what should be a tremendous match here in Memphis.
901 FC in their home blue kit. There's Leston Paul winning that ball in the air. And Louisville City in purple and white. This is a team that connects passes as well as anybody. Great move by Ownby. Ownby into the 18, an early opportunity, and then cleared away from danger by Graham Smith. Graham Smith saving the day in an early run from Ownby, who has 5 goals, matching his career best for a season.
This is a terrific run, and if you've watched Memphis 901 FC at all over the last 2 months, it's been feast or famine for the first 2 minutes of each match. They've either had a shot on target or have had a threat on the other end of the pitch. This is indicative of the very fast pace we can expect tonight.
Early corner, and it's headed away and out of danger, but possession still to Louisville City. Louisville City, a very high possession team. They do a great job connecting passes. You will see a great amount of buildup from them. They may get you 10, 12 passes connected in order to get into the final third, and they continue to press forward, but that'll be a goal kick for Trey Muse.
And they are like a high fence. They do not want to let you get out of your own backyard. They will continue, I think, to press high tonight. They'll challenge Memphis 901 FC. But, Pete, what we have seen from Ben Pierman's club is that they link up well, not only bypassing the midfield, but they can work through the midfield very well. It's going to be a critical night for Jeremy Kelly to be on his game tonight. Also, Aaron Malloy and Leston Paul to pull the strings in the midfield for Memphis.
Trey Muse in his first season with 901 FC. And Niall Logue back there. And Ownby sends it out as we get a look at the Campbell Clinic injury report here in the 3rd minute. Brooker, Kissidu remains out. John Berner and Devin Boyce. Lancaster and the aforementioned Wilson Harris. That is a big loss for them. Harris with 8 goals and 3 assists. Unavailable for selection tonight.
It's a lot of firepower because you got Cameron Lancaster, who's a USL Championship legend as well. So to have those out, that's a big hit for Coach Cruz. But Louisville's not at the top of the table for nothing. They've got depth. They've got next man up mentality.
I also tell you, Campbell Clinic has a walk-in clinic at all locations. A Saturday walk-in clinic in Germantown, an evening walk-in clinic till 8 o'clock in Germantown and in South Haven. CampbellClinic.com for more information. Possession to 901 FC here. 901 FC has won its last 6 in a row on this pitch and 8 of 10 here at AutoZone Park. In that 6-game streak, they're averaging better than 3.5 goals and a plus 14 goal differential.
And I don't know if it's the Memphis water, but Graham Smith has scored 3 in a row on this pitch too.
And everything off the head and serviced by Aaron Malloy. Malloy has been absolutely sensational on set pieces. And this is out to Memphis. Louisville City, meanwhile, they have won 4 in a row in 5 of their last 6. The only black mark against their ledger, a 1-0 loss at Tampa Bay. And in the last 4 matches, on aggregate, a 13-2 goal advantage. And we already talked about their plus 26 goal differential, easily best in the championship.
Talking with Ben Pierman earlier this week, he has expected Louisville City to not only play a high line, but to force Memphis to be very uncomfortable in their own half of the pitch. You saw that unforced error by Trey Muse, and Memphis just not allowed to get too many touches on the ball. Any extended spell of possession is going to be one where they're probably going to have to work it around the back and switch. But again, you see using the sideline as an extra defender. And that's what Louisville does very well. They're amongst the stingiest teams in all of the USL Championship, and Memphis no slouches themselves. So, I mean, we could end up, this could be a night where it's a 0-0 draw, or you get one of these top 2 teams that takes the game by the scruff of the neck and then runs with it. This could go any possible way tonight.
Memphis won the last meeting between these 2 teams late last season here at AutoZone Park, 2-1, and that will be a corner kick for Louisville City.
It's going to be Jorge Gonzalez down on the end line. Leston Paul offering a helping hand, but Gonzalez says no thank you.
And no discipline being issued at this point as Gonzalez remains down. Spanish national in his 2nd season with Louisville City. And Leston Paul wearing the captain's armband as per usual.
I would be interested to take another look at this, Pete, because I'm not so sure that it might have been Leston Paul more than it was maybe just the contact and maybe a twisting of the ankle.
Gonzalez still getting some attention. Tim, let's tell everybody that you don't have to miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. You can sign up today at plus.espn.com.
Looks like Gonzalez is going to stay off for a little bit of treatment. They'll be a man down, but they've got the ball for their for the second corner kick of the night.
This is McCabe, low driver. Goodrum got a head on it. Clear it out of danger, but Louisville City back on the ball.
Good job by Memphis clearing their line and pushing out, forcing Louisville City back. They weren't able to return the ball back in so quickly. Now Memphis just trying to find some extended spell of possession here in the first 7 minutes of the match.
Memphis is 7th in the league. They've scored 35 goals. Louisville City is tied for 2nd. They have scored 40. Both these teams very efficient. Both right around 20% of their chances find the back of the net. Statistically, some similarity between these two teams, and Ownby now with an opportunity. His shot is held down by Muse. Niall Logue back there marking, and Ownby takes a crack at it, but an easy save for Trey Muse.
If Logue had not gotten a toe to that, I think Ownby gets through with maybe a better chance at this. He forces Ownby outside, and maybe that even came off the boot of Logue as well. That softened the shot for Trey Muse, who was able to corral that one fairly simply. But you see what they're doing. They're trying to work Ownby over the top or even through one of the channels between Segrist or Allen.
Goodrum, a ball for Fernando. That ricochets off the head of Leston Paul, and Logue goes back. And it'll be collected by Graham Smith.
I think I mentioned Chris Allen, but yeah, between Graham Smith and Logue, or Logue and Segrist, they've been sending Ownby through, and the way that Ownby works, you really only have to be right in hitting him, and he's going to be a handful if he's able to slip through with a ball that gets over the top.
These two teams statistically very similar. The character of the team's a little bit different in that Louisville City has a number of players, and we will get a card here early. That Jeremy Kelly?
Not sure if it was Kelly or Segrist.
Segrist was in the area. I'm not sure who's going to get the card on this. It is Kelly. Actually should have been Segrist. Yeah, it is Segrist.
Okay. I want to see this again and see. Couldn't tell from that angle, but I don't know if he's claiming that there was an elbow in the back. It looked like more of a forearm, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. Patrick Segrist in the book here in the 10th minute of the match, so now he's got to be careful down the wing.
Ball in again, trying to get to Ownby. And it will be a corner kick again for Louisville City. Again, getting back to the character of these two teams. You know, Memphis 901 FC, they transition and have transitioned a lot of players in and out from year to year. Louisville, 15 players returned from last year, 9 of their 11 starters. And you read the biographies, and they've kept players some since the inception of the team. Low driver, that's swept out of there by Malloy. Two USL Cup championships for Louisville City. They are a fixture in the Eastern Conference Final. They have been there every year of their existence.
great fan base, even before Lynn Family Stadium, well-attended matches. So if you're going to be in the USL Championship, you know, and Memphis is becoming one of those destinations, but Louisville has been that for quite some time. And really, that's not my opinion. You can just see on the pitch, as you said, so many guys that have stuck around and wanted to play for Louisville, even through coaching changes.
Right, Niall McCabe, he has been there since the inception. Brian Ownby, you see him there in his 6th season with the club. And I think as time rolls on for 901 FC, they're going to start to build something where there will be more continuity in terms of the roster. Mistouch there, so 901 FC will get a throw, and Buckmaster will execute it for the home club. It's something that Caleb Sewell, the assistant sporting director, and Tim Howard are working toward. They have young players that they are looking to develop, and have done a very nice job with the selection of players and bringing them into the roster. And Ben Pierman has done a wonderful job of coalescing all the talent that has been brought to his table. Long ball is able to get through. Opportunity on the left side. Serrano trying to turn, marked by Buckmaster. Serrano tries again, crosses. And a good play by Kelly to mess it up for the moment. Get a momentary clearance, but not cleanly. And that's out to Memphis. And Jeremy Kelly doing an exceptional job on defense there.
Where did he come from? He just ghosted in and took the ball off of the Louisville player and was able to clear it out of harm's way. But you saw how easily Louisville, this is going to be a concern from Ben Pierman, is how easily Louisville was able to just work their way through the midfield with only 2 or 3 passes and get it down to Musha Galusa. And then he bought time for extra attackers into the 18-yard box. But I would say through the first 13 minutes that definitely Louisville's had bigger bites of the apple.
And that's offside, again trying to get Ownby on a run. That's the second offside call against Louisville City.
Again, trying to find Ownby, whether it's on the ground or route one over the top. They think that they're confident that if they can at least get 1 or 2 chances for him. And you saw Trey Muse. Trey Muse was in a bit of a panic there. I think he was caught out a little too high off of his line.
Michael Radchuk is our referee tonight. Talking to Ben Pierman. Chris Schurfranz and Ben Rigel are the assistants. Deshaun Beard is our 4th official tonight. So the conversation concluded, and that ball too far for Luis Fernando. (901 FC results in 4 of their last 5. The only blemish, 2-0 defeat at Tampa Bay. Goals coming very, very quickly in that one in the first half hour, and Memphis was never able to dig itself out of the 2-goal deficit. Very tight marking from Louisville City, not giving 901 FC any space at all. And the crowd reacting to what they thought should have been a foul. And going straight at Trey Muse. Buckmaster, however, cannot keep it in play.
It's a good read by Muse. He sees what's going on with Louisville City, but he's got to be careful too, because depending on where that end ball comes from, you never know. If you're Louisville, maybe you take a crack over the top of Trey Muse. He's got to play aggressively, but not too much. Speaking of which, you see Kyle Morton here. Looks like that's going to be for naught, though. It's going to be called offside. Is he wearing the headgear tonight?
He is wearing the headgear tonight. In his first season with Louisville City. Finished last season with Houston Dynamo. He had been loaned to 901 FC, and then Dynamo recalled him.
Oh, nice move by Musha Galusa. He's able to shake off Malloy and Buckmaster, and that's not done very easily.
No, beautiful spin away. Goodrum laying it off. Fernando up the touchline, but nothing comes of that for 901 FC.
See Tyler Gibson for Louisville City. It's a good ball by Fernando. Outside of his left boot.
He's Buckmaster, USL Championship Team of the Week, getting his first goal last weekend against Phoenix Rising. A 3-1 victory for 901 FC. Wes Sharpie, former 901 FC player. And that takes a touch. It's another corner kick for Louisville City. And 901 FC playing with fire here because the aggressive offensive machine of Louisville City has forced now 4 corner kicks. Again, it will be McCabe. His low driver, Malloy's boot, directs it into touch and a throw in for Louisville City.
He's looking for Wes Sharpie. Memphis able to sniff that out, buy themselves a little bit of space here, but watch for Louisville. Let's see how they play. And there is
foul on Sharpie.
Leston Paul doing what he does best, and that is take kicks to the ankles.
Little General, Leston Paul. Talking with Ben Pierman a couple of days ago, there wasn't a lot of conversation in the team room about, hey, it's 1 versus 2. It's a battle for the top spot in the Eastern Conference table because we're only about halfway through the season. The table's going to change one way or another from week to week, as tightly contested as the top of the East is. Basically, he said, look, I'm really excited to see how we measure up because Louisville City traditionally has been one of the best clubs in the championship. Obviously, they have 2 stars over their badge, which gives you a pretty clear indicator of their overall quality.
Yeah, a win, a result for Memphis tonight. I mean, that pretty much keeps the table airtight for them. A draw, of course, they'll still stay a point behind. If they were to pick up a win, they would leapfrog Louisville. But as you said, you've got these 2 teams, and then Tampa Bay is just lurking, 3 or 4 points back, respectively, of these 2 clubs. And any given 2 or 3 week period, and we could see really a shakeup at the top of the table. But that's what's so great about the second half of the season, Pete, is the fact that you've got them, and then Pittsburgh is not that far off of the hunt either. That I think come September, these are going to be some anxious broadcasts that we're going to be having, because I think there's going to be a lot at stake for several of these teams, as tightly as the Eastern Conference is at this point.
And as anticipated a match as this is, how about September the 23rd, these 2 clubs in Louisville? That match could mean a whole lot. Sharpie onto it for Louisville City.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, it could mean one of a couple of big things. It could mean top seed, but it could also mean if either of these teams starts to just slip, and there's really not much of a margin for error, these 2 teams could be playing just to salvage home field in the first round.
Bluff City Mafia, they have brought their energy tonight. They know just how important this match is. I think certainly for the 3 points, but again, it's an opportunity for 901 FC. They had not gotten so much. Well, they had gotten exactly 1 point in the first 6 meetings with Louisville City before that 2-1 victory late last season, as 901 FC made a late push for the playoffs. And you're seeing why Louisville City averages about 54% of possession. They do a great job of connecting. Now 901 FC trying to get some possession together here, but Leston Paul is dispossessed. And again, working the left side. Mushikalusa, that shot deflected, and Muse trying to get to it before it crosses the line.
Nice work by Trey Muse. Leston Paul off the ball, getting an admonishment from the referee for the contact in the middle of the pitch, but no foul, no card. But you saw how quickly Louisville counterattacked, because Memphis looked like they were one pass away from unlocking Philip Goodrum.
And bit of big trouble here. Logue able to get a boot on it. Muse. And the Memphis defense has been put to a very, very stern test here in the first 20+ minutes.
I mean, Memphis has literally had no breather whatsoever on the ball. Louisville has been outstanding in forcing Memphis to make very quick decisions. And the one opportunity that it looked like that they were going to unlock Goodrum, Louisville was able to sniff it out quickly. And now Leston Paul is getting a disagulation from Michael Radchuk.
And I think Leston is giving as good as he's getting. Leston not at a loss, representing his viewpoint. Possession now running 52-48 in favor of Louisville City.
Unforced error by the boys in purple.
Louisville with 2 shots, one of them on target.
And what I'm seeing right now out of Memphis is they are trying to go over the top to Goodrum, trying to find maybe Chris Allen or Luis Fernando, but many of these passes are undercooked, Pete. They're just not clearing Louisville City. And it could be one of two things. It could be just not getting a stronger touch, but I think the more likely option is that Louisville's well studied on this, and they're able to anticipate what's happening. Oh, that's a great read by Trey Muse, Pete.
Yep.
He completely abandoned his goal out to the corner, and Ownby and Graham Smith, this has been a cat and mouse game between those two guys. You know, we had Kyle Morton last year. We mourned his loss, and of course, John Berner was injured. But Trey Muse has stepped in very admirably for a young 20-something goalkeeper on loan from DC and Loudoun United. And his reads, his maturity continues to get better and better each week under the tutelage of Caleb Sewell. And I'm sure that guy named Tim Howard, who knows a thing or two about goalkeeping.
Or 2 or 3 or 1,000. Trey Muse last season on loan to San Diego Loyal, and oh, danger there as Ownby nearly won the ball back, and more danger here. That's crossed. Now settled by Sharpie, misses with the left foot. Sharpie gets it back. His shot bounces, and Louisville City begging for a handball, but no such decision forthcoming. Allen trying to get it forward to Goodrum. Allen run off the ball by Sean Tosh. And the intensity level starting to raise ever so slightly here in the 25th minute.
There's another ball by Muse. That's one thing that he does need to continue to work on is his distribution with his feet. It's great with the throws. Sends the long ball quite well. Here's another look at that. Was that a handball? We'll get an extended look here. Oh,
off the elbow of Niall Logue.
Yes. Yes, because the arm was a little bit away from the body. I think you would get a majority of the referees that would, let's just say, I don't know if that would hold up to VAR.
And with penalties this year, Louisville City is a perfect 6 for 6. So perhaps danger dodged there. That ball did clip Logue on the elbow. Through ball, and Muse comes out, gets a touch on it. Oh, push from behind, and they play the advantage, and now we'll get a foul and a card as Paul goes to ground.
I think that's going to be Niall McCabe that's going to get the yellow card. I think this, if it's not for that foul, it will at least be for persistent infringement. I think he and Leston Paul have been having their own little tug of war tonight. And he'll go in the book first.
McCabe is an original member of Louisville City. 32 years of age, from Dublin, Ireland, but familiar with the state of Tennessee. Played NPSL soccer in Chattanooga. This may also serve as the hydration break.
Was surprised the first foul was not called right there.
Right, the
on
Mushagalusa.
And why was McCabe?
Why was McCabe given the card when it was Gonzalez? Okay, now they do get that corrected. It does go to Gonzalez. As you look at Leston Paul. Well, we've seen this early pressure from Louisville City, Tim, and it is kind of what they do. They've had 4 goals on the road in the first 15 minutes. So they do get off on the front foot most successfully on the road.
And I think you chalk that up to great coaching. You come out and you've already got, when you warm up and you prepare, you've got your first 5-10 minutes already under your belt before you even set foot on the pitch. There is no getting to know you period. You go out and you get it from the opening bell. Philip Goodrum was down for a moment. He's back up now. Looks like he's fine. But that goes, you know, back when I pitched in college, our coach would say, you know what, when you go prepare to start as a pitcher, you leave your first inning down in the bullpen. And I think that's what a lot of what Louisville City does. They leave those first few minutes in the warm-up, and then they come out and they're ready to hunt for bear. And it shows tonight. They have clearly come out with a game plan.
And Muse, again, having to come way out of his goal. Ownby pushing forward. Muse has been exceptionally busy tonight. 4 clean sheets for him, former Big Ten goalkeeper of the year for Indiana. He and Reese Buckmaster were teammates in the Cream and Crimson for a couple of seasons. Sharpie can't link with Ownby.
Oh, it's nice work by Malloy.
By Malloy, taking it away from McCabe. Fernando starts a run. And the foul given and a free kick coming here.
It's Gonzalez again. But between Gonzalez and McCabe, if you watch on the wing, once Fernandez gets the ball, they cut off the middle of the pitch. Malloy and Chris Allen are there. He can't get them the ball. He does not. The Louisville defense, look at this here with Gonzalez, Mushagalusa. And there's the trip by Gonzalez. But look who's waiting in the wings there. You've got McCabe. You've got the rest of the midfield waiting to cut off Allen, waiting to cut off Malloy. It's smart defending by Louisville City, but here's what Memphis does well, and that's dead balls with Malloy.
Oh, and just missing Graham Smith. Smith with 3 goals, all in the last 4 matches, all off of set pieces from Aaron Malloy. And nearly pulled off another one.
That's great hustle by Jeremy Kelly. Ownby had a terrific run down the right wing. Jeremy Kelly catching up and able to knock it out of bounds. And he's going to get himself a hydration break here.
All right, while they do a hydration break, let's take another look at this. Again, going for Graham Smith. That has been money for 901 FC, but just skims off the top of his head. Well, celebrating the 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, league's choice, player's choice. And Louisville City has applied a great deal of pressure. For those of you watching on ESPN Plus, It is very, very warm in Memphis. Temperature high today was 100 degrees. It was still about 90 degrees at the time of kickoff at 7:30 local time. So match fitness will certainly be tested.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of ESPN Plus, I want to send a big shout out to my new Jamaican friend, Omar Wilson. He was our driver from the airport to our resort on vacation. Pete, he actually recognized me from the USL Championship broadcast, believe it or not.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah. I can't say that, but I can't stop you from saying that.
You're almost as famous as Mike Watts.
Yes, almost.
And Devin Kerr.
But I asked, well, how did you know? And it was the FC Tulsa game. There were a lot of Jamaican fans of FC Tulsa because of the legendary Donovan Ricketts, who was the national team goalkeeper for LA Galaxy, and of course now he is the coach of FC Tulsa. So they watch, and of course the USL Championship is an embarrassment of riches of players from around the world. So I think people underestimate just how big the USL Championship is, not just in the United States, but globally, with players welcomed from everywhere, making this the great league that it is. So hello, Omar. Thanks for the great ride, and thanks for not wrecking and merging well in traffic.
No truth to the rumor he had a cooler of Red Stripe in the trunk?
Well, you know. I was hoping for some Ghost River, but you know, you'll take what you can get. But it is Red Stripe is wonderful in Jamaica for sure. Yay, beer.
Well, if you're ready to get messy, Leo Messi and Hard Rock Cafe teaming up to create a winning combo. You can get the taste of victory with smashed burgers with savory Spanish-style chorizo and signature sauce, available for a limited time at the Hard Rock Cafe on historic Beale Street.
And there goes Reese Buckmaster again. Again, maybe not the biggest guy on the pitch, but getting physical with Musha Galusa, getting great positioning, drawing the foul here, and Memphis catching a breather. See if Trey Muse wants to maybe airmail this one down, buy Memphis a little bit of space. Both teams playing a bit of a high line, though. This reminds me very much of a hockey game where it's between the blue lines and there's a lot of muddled activity in the middle. Very physical match. It's been exciting. I think it's everything that we were hoping that it would be.
Goodrum. And there just is not any space offered by this Louisville City defense.
No, and to be fair, Memphis is not offering a lot as well. Watch the back four walking almost completely up to midfield, just daring Ownby to receive a pass over the top or through, which I think you actually described it very well, playing with fire, especially with Ownby.
And this one will be offside.
And can you imagine there's no Lancaster and there's no Wilson Harris either?
Yeah.
That's some firepower with Louisville City.
Now Wilson Harris unavailable due to injury. 8 goals in his account this season. As you look at Luis Fernando, the Brazilian, making his 8th start of the season. Previously with Atlanta United and Atlanta United 2. Morton headed along by Sharpie. And that'll be out for a Memphis throw.
Of course, Memphis without Laurent Kessiadou, too. And Memphis has had a very good record without him. I asked Ben Pyramid about this because a lot of what Memphis has done has gone through Kessiadou. And Ben, of course, attributes it to the players that they know exactly what their role is. They understand the system and the next man in. While he says, hey, listen, make no mistake, we miss Kessiadou, but we don't miss him quite as terribly as we would thanks to the players stepping up.
Oh, Segrist goes down. That's crossed. And still a dangerous ball, and 901 FC again living on the edge defensively. Ownby pushing forward. Segrist lost his footing. And we've talked about Louisville City and their defense, and rightly so. They've only conceded 14 goals all season. Well, 901 FC has only conceded 17, and now here's Goodrum with some space. Goodrum into the 18, laying it off. And now back to Segrist.
Memphis still without a shot here in the 36th minute.
And 901 FC is offside.
Three for Louisville City, but Memphis still not to work Morton at all. I think at some point, even from a distance, you got to take a crack and at least get him to sweat a little bit.
Louisville City, 3 shots, 1 on target. 2 of them were blocked. And Trey Muse will handle this one. Kelly tied for second in the championship with 7 assists. Here's Goodrum. Goodrum with some space. Goodrum pushed down from behind, and there is no whistle.
That's what Memphis 901 FC's been looking for, a little bit of breathing room with Goodrum. We talked about it in the pregame. The shot goes wide, and he goes tumbling to the ground. Was there contact? Was there an arm in the back? Was he going down already? Here's another look at this. There's some separation of the hand. I would say that would be a penalty in many situations. Watch the arm right here from
there,
number 6.
Yeah, Sharpie with the push. Didn't get a whole lot of contact, and Michael Radchuk kept the whistle silent.
I think if Goodrum's touch had taken him a little bit closer to the middle of the box, I think he shields Sharpie and he has his way with Kyle Morton, but that wasn't the case. But nonetheless, some contact there, and neither Radchuk or the assistant referee flagged that for a foul.
Battle along the touchline. Segrist wins it momentarily. Again, Louisville City trying to go route 1. Ownby has been their primary target offensively so far. Tyler Gibson plays this one forward. And Muse.
Good communication between Muse and Graham Smith. That could have gone sideways in a hurry, Pete.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I talked with Caleb Sewell on Thursday, assistant coach and assistant sporting director for 901 FC, and he said, you want to make sure that you never shoot yourself in a foot. You shoot yourself in the foot in a match like this. Meanwhile, Danny Cruz said exactly the same thing. The manager of Louisville City says, we just have to be on the front foot and make sure we don't shoot ourselves in that front foot.
Did they also say we need to take it one game at a time?
They may well have. And we've got a yellow card here. Is this going to go on Malloy?
Judging by my lip reading of Malloy, I think that is an affirmative.
So Aaron Malloy goes into the book for yellow. So Malloy and Segrist for 901 FC both sitting on yellow. Gonzalez on yellow for Louisville City. But that is the beauty and tragedy of soccer, that you can be on point for 85 minutes and then there's one small error, and with the quality that Louisville City has, or both of these teams have, one small misplay as that shot goes wide, and all of a sudden you're down a goal and 3 points are going in the other direction.
Yeah, and there was an opportunity there. Amadou Dia over the top, and that was tailor-made for them. They've been trying to play over the top, and there was a freebie for them. And it is a game. It really is a game with very low margin, and we're seeing that tonight.
Amadou Dia, first season with the club, previously with Sporting KC and Sporting KC2. As we have reached the 40th minute, run of play has been dominated by Louisville City. But the Memphis 901 FC back line and Trey Muse have been equal to the task on this steamy night in Memphis.
It's good work by Kyle Morton, but now he's left the goal open.
And a shot from distance by Jeremy Kelly will result in a goal kick. We tell you that the playoff battle begins to heat up. 2 playoff hopefuls meet on ESPN Deportes. Rio Grande Valley welcomes the Las Vegas Lights to Southern Texas tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Deportes.
Does Vegas still have Dalai Lama? You know, they have a live llama that they, at least through last year, brought out before the matches.
I don't know.
You're looking at me incredulously.
No. I've heard of this. I've heard of this. I just was in Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, and I will just tell you that if there is a llama, that llama is not outdoors during the daytime. It was 112 pretty much every day and unbearable. So when I took my morning walk, it was completed before 9 a.m. That's for sure.
You never know what you're going to see at the Vegas games. But but you know, hey, with Dolly, I guess Dolly gets vacation time too. So I think Alpaca fills in on those matches.
Suddenly, this broadcast has gone sideways.
This match hasn't, though, thankfully.
No. I mean, we expected something that would be tight, and we've gotten exactly that. And as I said, despite the fact that Louisville City has pretty much owned possession and run of play, still a 0-0 scoreline. Musha Galusa, marked by Leston Paul, earns his team a corner. That'll be the 5th corner for Louisville City. Two teams both in really good form. Memphis results in 4 of their last 5. Louisville City winning 4 in a row and 5 of their last 6. And that is headed away.
Tell you, Graham Smith has been a stud on defense tonight, because say what you will, Niall Logue has been terrific, right place, right time, but Graham Smith has really had to do the bulk of marking Ownby tonight. That and his aerial game tonight has been on point for Memphis so far. Well, that was like a corner kick.
Yeah.
That was a terrific throw.
Deep throw in. Fernando wins the ball, shouldered down, and we play on. Musha Galusa, marked by Allen.
Smart play by McCabe to draw Memphis and get them to decompress and see if they can find some open channels.
That ball sent in, headed away by Logue. Run down by Kelly. Dangerous ball there, intercepted. Ownby. And now a right-footed shot. Logue is able to block that and clear it out of danger. Oh, and Goodrum taking a big-time knock. And a whistle blown, and Goodrum wanting to know why there was not a card. Angie Zukowski, the head athletic trainer for 901 FC, on the pitch. There you see the battle in the box. Segrist winning the ball, and then that shot from Gonzalez ultimately turned aside by Niall Logue.
And I know we just talked about the praises of Graham Smith, but does Niall Logue ever put a wrong foot forward? Even when he doesn't strike it cleanly, the ball seems to get itself out of danger at his foot. He has been a blessing from the moment he stepped on the pitch for Memphis 901 FC. Talk about plug and play ever since he joined this club. He has been a revelation for them, almost to the point where we take him for granted at times. I think sometimes the league does too on the teams of the week.
Well, and the great size that he brings at 6'4", so Goodrum off momentarily, and now back on. But 901 FC with the turnover. Ownby running for it. Trey Muse on the handle, and the announcement, a minimum of 3 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time will be added.
And now Malloy has been sent off. Second yellow card for a foul in the middle of the pitch. Michael Rabchuk has now issued a second yellow card to Aaron Malloy, and now Memphis 901 FC will be without one of their linchpins for the rest of the match.
Down a man, and down a very valuable man as well, as Malloy is sent off with his second yellow. 4 goals, 5 assists on his resume this season. And he's done for the night.
Wow, what a way to sour a top of the conference tilt. Memphis now going to have to play a half and then some, a man down. And this was behind the play, Pete. So I'm still not 100% sure what had happened. I saw a Louisville City player crumpled over just seconds after Goodrum had taken a shot to the head.
Yeah, I did not see it live either, so I don't know what Malloy did to justify a second yellow.
Now I'm wondering if Ben Pierman's going to get a talking to, because he.
Okay, so Segrist is being sent off. That is his second yellow card. So it's still bad news for 901 FC that they will be playing with 10, but Malloy will remain on. So Segrist, his second yellow. And so Memphis now plays with 10. And Muse will try to eat up some time here. The 3 minutes Miller Lite stoppage time, that'll be a little bit longer with the red card to Segrist and the ensuing conversation. It appeared at first that Malloy, who was also sitting on a yellow, that he had been the recipient of the card. Fernando. And Louisville City will concede the throw-in.
I hope at halftime we get another look at that. I know the 3 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time are up, but I would be curious to see, because I'm still not sure what he did. If he made contact and if studs were up, it was hard to tell from that one angle. But I will tell you now, if I am Coach Cruz with Louisville City, I'm now going to have a chance to exploit that wing, because you've got Musa Galusa that's able to work the wing. And now Memphis 901 FC is going to have to figure out, do they drop Jeremy Kelly for this, or what happens with this formation? Because you do have a club in Louisville City that, yes, they've been going over the top, but they're also very fast down the wings with Musa Galusa and also with Amadou Dia.
So the first half ends 0-0, and Memphis down a man. Ben Pierman and 901 FC will go to the team room and have to figure out their formation and how they will address the second 45 minutes down a man. Patrick Segrist out with a second yellow card. Al Capone, the guitar smash. Nothing on the score line. We're back with halftime from AutoZone Park in a moment. The top two teams in the East, a scoreless draw halfway through.
We're a city with soul, grit and grind. From sunup to sundown, with every action you take, you make Memphis, Memphis. And we're here every step of the way, taking action for you.
It means we've got your back.
Telling your stories, celebrating your community,
watching out for your family,
and finding solutions to your problems.
It's what we do. Action News 5, taking action for you.
Weather never stops, and neither do we. We've got the team and the technology to be your first alert to the Mid-South's ever-changing conditions. Taking action for you. First Alert Weather, only on Action News 5.
My first love? Sports. You name it, I've played it or covered it for more than 40 years. There's nothing like highlighting hometown teams every night.
Jarvis Greer, taking action for you, only on Action News 5.
Joy Redmond, we are thrilled that you're the new anchor at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock on Action News 5.
I am so excited to be able to work with 3 television GOATs. Yes, I'm calling them the greatest of all times. Joe Birch, Jarvis Greer, and Ron Childers.
People will want to watch Joy Redmond every evening on the news.
What they can expect from me is that I've already prepared my heart and mind for this wonderful opportunity, so I want to be able to bring the same energy, bring the same joy, bring that same journalistic integrity each and every night.
Action News 5 Plus is everything you love about Action News 5, plus a whole lot more.
Getting the 5-star treatment.
Watch original sports programming, live sporting events, entertainment program.
It's an adrenaline-filled adventure.
And the very best of the Action News 5's news team.
Forget the gimmicks. We have some tips that really work.
Action News 5 Plus. Tune your antenna to channel 5.5 or call your cable or satellite provider and ask them to add Action News 5 Plus.
Halftime at AutoZone Park, the much-anticipated battle between the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. Louisville City sitting atop the table. Memphis 901 FC 1 point in arrears. Tim, quick thought from you. This match basically got turned on its head, courtesy of a referee's decision.
Yes, and with the second yellow card to Patrick Seegers, 0-0 is an important number. The more important number is Louisville 11, Memphis 901 FC 10, number of players for the next 45 minutes plus.
We've got more halftime on the way. We'll take a look around the championship and give you the scoreboard, stats and highlights. That's all on the way from AutoZone Park. 0-0 halftime.
Plus is everything you love about Action News 5, plus a whole lot more.
Getting the 5-star treatment.
Watch original sports program, live sporting events, entertainment program.
It's an adrenaline-filled adventure.
And the very best of the Action News 5's news team.
Forget the gimmicks. We have some tips that really work.
Action News 5 Plus. Tune your antenna to channel 5.5 or call your cable or satellite provider and ask them to add Action News 5 Plus.
My first love? Sports. You name it, I've played it or covered it for more than 40 years. There's nothing like highlighting hometown teams every night.
Jarvis Greer, taking action for you, only on Action News 5.
Weather never stops, and neither do we. We've got the team and the technology to be your first alert to the Mid-South's ever-changing conditions. Taking action for you. First Alert Weather, only on Action News 5.
We're a city with soul, grit and grind. From sunup to sundown, with every action you take, you make Memphis, Memphis. And we're here every step of the way, taking action for you.
It means we've got your back.
Telling your stories. Celebrating your community.
Watching out for your family.
And finding solutions to your problems.
It's what we do. Action News 5, taking action for you.
Joy Redmond, we are thrilled that you're the new anchor at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock on Action News 5.
I am so excited to be able to work with 3 television GOATs. Yes, I'm calling them the greatest of all times. Joe Birch, Jarvis Greer, and Ron Childers.
People will want to watch Joy Redmond every evening on the news.
What they can expect from me is that I've already prepared my heart and mind for this wonderful opportunity, so I want to be able to bring the same energy, bring the same joy, bring that same journalistic integrity each and every night.
We make the most of your morning with breaking news.
The most accurate forecast to help you plan your day and traffic information to keep you on the go.
It's how Action News 5 is taking action for you. Weekday mornings from 4 to 7.
Every evening, Action News 5 is focused on gathering stories that affect you.
From Memphis to South Haven, West Memphis to Covington,
We've got the Mid-South covered.
Action News 5, taking action for you.
Halftime at AutoZone Park and a 0-0 scoreline in this eagerly anticipated matchup between Memphis 901 FC and Louisville City. Let's take a look around the championship and see what the most important news and notes are. Eastern Conference playoff field is taking form. Each of the 6 top teams in the standings won. Now just a 5-point gap between teams 6th and 7th in the standings. This is going to be a very interesting and entertaining second half of the championship season. And Alex Tambakis Save of the month over 4 other players, including Trey Muse. Tambakis 39 saves on the year. And Sacramento hosting the U.S. Open Cup semis. They beat the LA Galaxy in the quarters on June 21st. They will host Sporting KC on July 27th. And another bit of news before we get to the league scoreboard. New Orleans apparently will be welcomed into the championship. I think that's a very interesting development, and I think there could be a Mississippi River derby that could happen as a result.
Road trip.
Road trip indeed. All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Tampa Bay's got to be loving this match tonight because they have the most to gain out of this scoreline.
Well, and yes, and they will take all 3 points tonight against Loudoun United. Charleston, they have had their struggles this year, 3-1 in the 63rd minute. Orange County and the Miami FC, they are 0-0 late in that one. And New Mexico United, a goal advantage over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 25 minutes into that match. Take a look at the halftime stats. They're dominated by Louisville as they have had 5 shots on goal, and 3 of them have been blocked. We'll be back with more halftime from AutoZone Park. 0-0, but Memphis will play the second half a man down.
We're a city with soul, grit and grind. From sunup to sundown, with every action you take, you make Memphis, Memphis. And we're here every step of the way, taking action for you.
It means we've got your back.
Telling your stories, celebrating your community,
Watching out for your family.
And finding solutions to your problems.
It's what we do. Action News 5, taking action for you.
Weather never stops, and neither do we. We've got the team and the technology to be your first alert to the Mid-South's ever-changing conditions. Taking action for you. First Alert Weather, only on Action News 5.
My first love? Sports. You name it, I've played it or covered it for more than 40 years. There's nothing like highlighting hometown teams every night.
Jarvis Greer, taking action for you, only on Action News 5.
Joy Redmond, we are thrilled that you're the new anchor at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock on Action News 5.
I am so excited to be able to work with 3 television GOATs. Yes, I'm calling them the greatest of all times. Joe Birch, Jarvis Greer, and Ron Childers.
People will want to watch Joy Redmond every evening on the news.
What they can expect from me is that I've already prepared my heart and mind for this wonderful opportunity. So I want to be able to bring the same energy, bring the same joy, bring that same journalistic integrity each and every night.
Action News 5 Plus is everything you love about Action News 5, plus a whole lot more.
Getting the 5-star treatment.
Watch original sports program, live sporting events, entertainment program,
It's an adrenaline-filled adventure.
and the very best of the Action News 5's news team.
Forget the gimmicks. We have some tips that really work.
Action News 5 Plus. Tune your antenna to channel 5.5 or call your cable or satellite provider and ask them to add Action News 5 Plus.
We are halfway through of this marquee matchup in the USL Championship this weekend. 0-0, Memphis 901 FC and Louisville City. Pete Pranica, Tim Van Horn with you. Let's take a look at some first half numbers. And as you would expect, even though Memphis had the better of it on the possession, Louisville City more aggressive. 5 shots, only 1 on target. Memphis actually managed 3 blocks. And Memphis doing much more with the passes.
Passes are more like 180 to 160.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Louisville City with 5 corners in that first half to just 1 for 901 FC. So it has been a struggle, a lot of pressure. And right now, Ben Pierman is downstairs. And Ben, obviously, you're going to play the second half with 10 men. How does that impact your approach going into the second 45?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, to be honest, like I missed it, so I didn't see it. We had some frustrations with
we're not hearing him.
The officials just not getting some of the calls, but I missed it. So look, we got to be organized. We can't get pushed back. They're as good as there is in possession. Like you guys mentioned, they pushed us back. They got some corners and crosses and some of the territory for sure. We have to do a better job of drawing fouls when we play forward. We got to make it stick. Obviously, it's going to be very tough down a man. But we've got to break these up into little moments, whether it's 5 minutes here, 7 minutes there. But look, I appreciate the boys' work. They're working their tails off. Some things didn't go our way. Now through the adversity, we got to rise above it and try to get ourselves 3 points.
Ben, thanks so much for the time, and good luck in that second half.
Thanks, guys.
I think it's interesting how he says, look, we need to play this in brief moments and make those moments stick as we look at the first half highlights.
And there were plenty of brief moments for both sides, but especially on the attacking end, we've seen quite a bit of activity for Louisville City. There's the first yellow card of the night against Patrick Segrist. Here's Musha Galusa working against Buckmaster, and Trey Muse has been just owning the 18-yard box tonight. He has done quite well for himself. Now Logue and, of course, Graham Smith have been very strong, and they've had to be, Pete, tonight. Louisville City's been throwing everything but the kitchen sink, and so far the defense has been up to the task. Potential handball there, and then we start to see some fouls go the other way.
And just not able to get to the head of Graham Smith there. That would have been a great opportunity, and some would have wanted a penalty on that attempt by Goodrum, but there was no whistle. And Niall Logue, early candidate for man of the match from a 901 FC perspective. He's been fantastic on the back line, and he's had to be. And there was the tackle by Segrist. That was a second yellow card. And we saw Malloy arguing, and so that was why, because Malloy was sitting on yellow, we thought perhaps Malloy was going to be the one sent off. Malloy would be a big loss, but Segrist is a big loss because, as we were talking, getting ready for the second half, Ben Pierman does not have a like-for-like substitution for Patrick Segrist.
No, I'm looking up and down this lineup, and if you're looking for some speed, I mean, you do have the academy kid, Max Talley, but if you're looking, as you said, like-for-like, there is not that winger that's going to be cut in the cloth of Reese Buckmaster that can run up and down the sideline, especially with the speed and the skill of Enoch Musha-Galusa. And we mentioned Amadou Dia, of course, Ray Serrano, and now McCabe has had a very strong first half as well. So now the question is, how many at the back for Memphis? Of course, you've got Malloy and you've got Leston Paul that sit in front as guard, but what does Ben Pierman do?
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for 901 FC. They're going to be very road heavy coming up in the short term. At Indy 11, then at Red Bulls 2, a home fixture with Hartford Athletic, then at Pittsburgh. That'll be a big match. And then at New Mexico United. That is what 901 FC has coming up. And I want to go back to the standings. You talked about the Tampa Bay Rowdies. With their 3 points at this moment, they are tied with Louisville City for first in the East because of their victory tonight. So Louisville City needs a result to retain the top position.
So Tampa will not end the night in the lead in the Eastern Conference because either one or both of these teams are going to get some points tonight. So,
well, unless Memphis 901 FC, a man down, somehow pulls all 3 points.
That's what I'm saying. One or both will get some points tonight. And Memphis could. You get the right ball to Goodrum, or you get the right ball to Luis Fernando, and you just never know.
It's that aforementioned shooting yourself in the foot.
Yes.
Louisville City could play great football for 89 minutes, and in one moment of brilliance from Philip Goodrum. On the other hand, if Memphis shoots itself in the foot, it could be an entirely different thing. That is like, as I said, that is the beauty and the heartbreak of this game.
If there's going to be any goal scoring, Memphis would need to score first. I think if Louisville City gets a 1-goal lead, if you thought they were putting pressure on in the first half, I think they would up that exponentially with a 1-goal lead and just shut things down. As a second half now underway, and then here's Trey Muse again called into action.
Yeah, again Ownby making a run. Louisville City is 10-1-0 when they score first. And the foul given. Did not hear the whistle initially. And here's Buckmaster. Had a chance to talk to him on Thursday. Of course, he had been with 901 FC, then went to play for Indy 11, came back here to Memphis, and he was asked, well, did Ben Pierman really have to, recruit you? And Reese like, no, I wanted to come back. It was he really did. All you had to do was say, do you want to come back? It seemed to be that simple for Reese Buckmaster, and very quiet, very self-effacing, all about team, and just very, very businesslike Reese Buckmaster.
Right now, his agent is emailing him to read after the game, stop talking about wanting to come at any cost to Memphis. You're killing me.
Well, we didn't talk salary, but it was simply, well, and really in the larger picture here is now Goodrum starts a turn. Goodrum going to the byline, and he will earn a corner kick, a Celtic crossing corner kick for 901 FC. The larger point is now Memphis is starting to become a place where guys want to play. They love playing for Ben Pierman. They love the atmosphere. They like the level of player treatment and care that they get here in Memphis. And so that's why it's not only players, but their agents are calling and saying, hey, we like what's going on in Memphis.
Memphis setting up a high line for this corner kick. We've seen them put virtually everybody inside the 6-yard box. They're going to start at the spot.
It's away, it's headed, and then headed out.
Graham Smith was looking for his 4th in a row at home. Couldn't find it on that one.
Buckmaster trying to settle this against an on-rushing Ownby. And Memphis will get a throw in here.
Yeah, Memphis has become a destination for players. When you get guys that want to come back after they've left, that tells you that the culture is in the right place and that there's a lot of good things. And I got to tell you, even walking in the halls here, it's not just on the practice field, but also in the halls. There's an energy. There's a much different energy, and it's a very positive vibe that I think is running through the club, and it's set by the folks at the top, and I think it runs all the way down to the kit man. It runs down to the trainer, and even to the physical therapy people too. I think they're doing an excellent job of really making this a great place to play. And correct me if I'm wrong, Pete, I think they need to annex the dugout because the staff has grown so much with Memphis 901 FC with their commitment to continue to become a contender and maintain a contender status, that the club has invested in key people to keep these guys happy and on the pitch.
Yeah, and I think we've probably seen the number of injuries go down rather than up. And 901 FC entering into an agreement with Excel Athletic Performance. So they have taken player care and physiotherapy very seriously, and the investment has been made. Goodrum nodding it ahead, but Malloy is offside.
And it looks like that may get trumped by a yellow card here by Amadou Dia with an elbow into the back of Philip Goodrum. So this turns in what could have been an offside situation, now becomes exactly what Memphis 901 FC needs. Here's a look at that again.
Yeah, Dia that's a second big knock that Goodrum has taken this evening. So Dia with a yellow card and a free kick coming for 901 FC in a dangerous area. Now in the 50th minute.
So it looks like you've got Buckmaster over the ball, and you've got Malloy. You've got Niall Logue, who is a tower, and then you got Graham Smith just itching to keep the streak going.
Well, the Malloy-Smith connection has been fantastic off of set pieces. Malloy going far post and headed over.
Just got under it just a little much.
Niall Logue sending it too tall, but another great service from Aaron Malloy. All 5 of Malloy's assists have come off set pieces. Ownby marking and backing up against Logue to force him away from the ball, and the header going high. But again, Memphis playing, in case you're just joining us now, Memphis playing with 10 men. Patrick Segrist was sent off with his second yellow card in the first minute of stoppage time in the first half.
And it looks like Ben Pierman has told Jeremy Kelly they're going to play with a back line of 3.5. You've got Buckmaster, Smith, Logue, and then Jeremy Kelly will come and help out. But he's also playing that attacking left wing too. So he's doing a job and a half to 2 jobs now that they're a man down. So expect him to continue to move quite a bit along the left side, even as they've had to sacrifice some of the defending of Seeger since he had the second yellow. But I got to tell you, we got to get more out of Chris Allen tonight. He's been pretty quiet tonight, and now that we're a man down, he's going to have to play a more integral role, because Jeremy Kelly's not only going to be working on the wing, and there's a nice interception by Allen, but Kelly's usually the catalyst along the wing, but Allen's going to have to pick up some of that slack for Memphis if they're to succeed tonight.
Chris Allen making just his 7th start of the season. 12 of his appearances have been as a substitute. Fernando combining with Buckmaster, marked by Ownby.
Look at that, Louisville swarming with 4 or 5 guys along the side, just not giving Buckmaster or Malloy the outlet for that quick 1-2 pass. They have studied Memphis very well. Memphis works very well in that tiki-taka style of play, that 1-2-3 passing to unlock, moving 30, 40 yards at a time with short, quick passes. And Louisville has been very effective shutting that down tonight.
But Memphis starting to put together some possession. Goodrum into the middle of the park, trying to send that through, and handled by Kyle Morton. That, I think, was one of the moments that Ben Pierman wanted from his team in the second half that he referred to in our interview.
Yeah, absolutely. And Goodrum was offside, so couldn't have touched the ball, so let that one go through to Morton. But that is a window into what Ben Pierman's been wanting for Memphis 901 FC. But there you see Jeremy Kelly playing in a little bit of a left back role. But I think he's, but then again, Jeremy Kelly has been pretty much Mr. Everything for Memphis 901 FC this year. If he's not a team MVP, he's in the conversation easily.
Ownby sends it across.
Looks like a deep throw for Louisville.
Yep, throw in for Louisville.
I believe this is Dia. Dia can put this in the middle of the box. He's been terrific tonight. And just as I say that, drops it short.
And Gibson lays it back to Joshua Winder. You have to give tremendous credit to this 901 FC defense. A week ago, Louisville City laid 6 on Red Bulls 2. And in fact, this Louisville City club, 4 matches with 4 or more goals. We mentioned this earlier, their plus 26 goal differential, best in USL Championship.
I think that's why it's so important. If Memphis can steal a goal, that's going to give them a chance. Whether or not they were to get 3 points or not, that would be hard to say. But if Louisville were to get 1 goal up, then at that point, if you're Memphis, if you're trying to get that point back, you're going to have to take some chances, and that's when Louisville can really get the engines revved up. And they still have help on the bench. They've still got Corbin Bone over there. They've also got Paolo DiPiccolo, who can pull some good strings on offense. They still have a couple of names they can bring off the bench. And not by necessity. Danny Cruz with the upper hand here with the extra man. And now Ben Pierman more for tactical reasons. He's going to have to be very judicious with his substitutions.
Foul called on Goodrum. Del Piccolo scored the only goal for Lou City in the last meeting between these two teams. Ownby with an opportunity here. Lays it off for McCabe. A bit heavy with that touch, and ball does not remain in play despite the best efforts of Tyler Gibson. So throw in for Memphis 901 FC here, and if you can't catch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern with our good friend Mike Watson, Devin Kerr. Collision at the edge of the 18. Ownby sends that wide and into touch. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, the Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. I have Sirius XM in my car and Sirius XM FC on my favorites list.
Mr. Davis in middays does D Tuesday, and we'll talk about USL Championship and beyond. Showing a lot of love. So love that. And my daughter has somehow fell in love with the Sirius XM Chill channel. She's 9. She shouldn't have to chill.
No, it's a bit early to start the whole chill process. 57th minute in downtown Memphis, 0-0 scoreline. With Tim Van Horn, I'm Pete Pranica. Glad you have joined us for what has been an engaging battle. Memphis playing with only 10 men. Here's Goodrum. Goodrum with an opportunity, takes a chip from distance. And hanging his head, disappointed with the result.
It's a great ball by Leston Paul. We talk about all the physical hard work that Leston Paul does, but he's one of the smoothest passers in the USL Championship. He put that right on a dime for Goodrum, and then just got it on the half volley, just a little bit under it. And look at this, we have a little bit of end-to-end action finally in this match as Louisville City not able to make much out of that, so Memphis gets that throw in.
There you see the reminder. Patrick Seager sent off with a red card in first half stoppage time. So the home club down a man. Mushagalusa off a hat trick last weekend. That's blocked by Leston Paul. Malloy lays it off for Chris Allen. Memphis, 4 of their next 5 will be on the road. It's a quick turnaround for Lou City. They'll be home to face Phoenix Rising on Wednesday. And then overall 4 of 6 are on the road, but the end of the year schedule very favorable. 3 of their last 4 will be on home ground, including a rematch September the 23rd against 901 FC.
There'll be 19,000 plus there for that match. September, that'll be perfect weather.
Dia crosses, and just missing connections there with Ray Serrano. And so 901 FC will have a throw in here, but Dia with a great ball through the box. You see it here, working with the left foot. And once, twice, as both McCabe and Serrano had opportunities there that went begging. And the hour mark approaches in this 0-0 scoreline. Mushagalusa. This is Gibson. And Winder.
Memphis not engaging as high right now. Happy to cede a little bit of ground to Louisville City in exchange for not giving them a passing alley inside. When you get that close, you can't go over the top, so Memphis very smart here, cutting off the center passing lane there. Good assisting defense by Chris Allen.
Diop cannot keep that in play. Danny Cruz had been the top assistant, had been their technical director in Louisville City. 137 MLS appearances with the Houston Dynamo, DC United, Philadelphia Union. How about Wayne Rooney taking over DC United? And substitutions in the offing for Louisville City.
What do you think about the beard? The Rooney beard.
He's Wayne Rooney. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I mean, he's still a pretty young guy, right? I mean, he's in his 30s. Is that right? He can't be. He's not 40 yet, is he?
Are you saying 40 is old?
No, I'm just saying.
Fernando.
I'm just saying, is he the Wilfred Brimley of the
And
MLS?
we'll get a foul called here as Fernando is sent to ground, and a card as well against Dia.
Uh-oh.
And now it'll be 10v10. And I don't know if Kyle Morton got a yellow as well. Kyle Morton coming all the way out to talk to Michael Radchuk, and Dia will be sent off.
How did Morton get a yellow card? He's like one of the nicest guys. Did he get a yellow card for taking the helmet off? Look at that. He doesn't even wear the strap on the helmet. That's hardcore.
Yeah.
But by the time all is said and done, we got a free kick opportunity and 10v10.
It's 10v10. As Sherlock Holmes would say, the game is afoot. Oh, my.
I did not have Kyle Morton with a yellow card on my bingo card tonight.
No, nobody did.
So this is a glorified corner kick.
Exactly.
Last time Memphis set up around the 12-yard spot. Sometimes they'll go in a little bit closer, but with offsides in play, probably won't happen. And there's the foul. You know, if you're going to give the yellow card, the second yellow to Segrist, you got to give the second yellow to Dia.
And to be perfectly candid, I don't think either second yellow was a real solid decision. But we're level on the score line and level in manpower. 10v10.
Does Malloy take a shot at this? Is that too acute of an angle, Pete? What do you think? Or does he go low? What do you think?
Well, you got to go for Graham Smith, right?
I would think so.
In the middle of the six.
But look at Jeremy Kelly. Is he going to try to cut between for a one-touch?
Here's the curl. Headed away by Lou City. Fernando nods it down for Malloy.
Goodrum's offside. He's got to get back.
Malloy crossing and swept away, but Fernando will track it down for Memphis.
Missed opportunity by Memphis. Should have been somebody there right around the 12-yard spot to clean that up, but nothing but Louisville City players. Big break there for Louisville City.
So Segrist off for 901 FC. Amadou Dia off for Louvre City.
So now things open up a bit more for Ben Pierman.
Here's a ball for Malloy by Fernando. Malloy will earn his side a Celtic crossing corner kick.
And those three substitutions for Louisville City, will they still implement those? They've made one with Del Piccolo coming in for Gonzalez earlier to start the second half. Will he make the trio of substitutions now, given it's 10v10? And look at Philip Goodrum. He is literally a squatter, which is, I think, legal in some parts of Tennessee.
Or as J.J. Greer would say, the fox in the box. Oh, Goodrum, it's in for a goal. Philip Goodrum, his 11th. A Chick-fil-A Mid-South goal. And the home club up 1-0.
Talk about a momentum swing over the last 2 minutes. Memphis 901 FC facing the best in the East, a man down. Now it's 10v10. And now Memphis has the lead here in the 66th minute as Philip Goodrum, the fox in the box. Here's another look.
That's world class.
Now, my question is, and there's no VAR, was Jeremy Kelly in an offside position screening Kyle Morton?
You would certainly, that would be a conversation point for sure. Goodrum, his 11th of the season. And we said in first half stoppage time, this match was turned on its head. It's been turned on its head again. Goodrum, his 11th.
Corbin Bone has entered the match now for Tyler Gibson. And it looks like Manny Perez is now in for Musha Galusa. And I think they're still updating the board. I believe there was a trio of substitutions. We'll get that to you in just a second. We were looking through the nuclear winter that is the smoke of
yes.
Bluff City Mafia after the goal.
Napo Masoso has come on. Goodrum saying, I'm going to take another crack at this. But Musha Galusa off, and a most dangerous goal scorer, 6 in his account for Lou City this season. Masoso making his 15th match appearance in his 5th season with the boys in purple, wearing the number 7 shirt. Sharpie playing it back. That goal by Goodrum, that was a sensational strike. Masoso.
Was he a little casual about it? I mean, it was just so smooth and just a beautiful placement.
Like I said, fox in the box. Ownby off the back of his heel, and that shot going wide off the boot of Wes Sharpie. There you see both with 10 men. Fernando against Sharpie. Fernando through to Goodrum, but he's offside.
Now we're starting to see it open up a little bit for Memphis 901 FC. If they could get a second goal, oh my. Now we're starting to see what we had hoped Memphis would be in this match.
Well, Ben Pierman said, we want to get pressure on them without exposing ourselves. And that's always the trick. But now with 10v10, the pitch has opened up a little bit. And the lightning strike by Goodrum has the home club up a goal in the 70th minute. But again, a reminder, this is one of the best teams in the championship in the final 15 minutes of a match. We're not quite there yet, but Lou City has outscored its opponents 6-0 in the final quarter hour of matches this season. Derek Dodson getting ready to enter the lineup for 901 FC.
Then the question is, who does he come in for? Does he come in for Goodrum? I don't think he does. I think in this case, my money would be on Chris Allen. Chris has done a lot of running here in the second half, and he and Dotson are pretty close like for like when it comes to position play.
And this is going to be a foul at the edge of the box and a card as well on Jeremy Kelly, and a free kick from a very, very dangerous spot. So Dodson will come in for Chris Allen. Dodson making his 17th appearance and his 5th as a substitute.
not gaudy goal numbers, but he's a guy that will come in and give the club 20 to 25 minutes of hard work. He'll do all the physical things that need to be done, and he is a goal-scoring threat. So I think this is a great substitution for Ben Pierman. Question now is, with Louisville City, they're in a position far enough off the end line. This is about 12 yards off the end line to the left of Trey Muse's post. This is one where they can have a straight go at this. Also, Niall Lowe, Graham Smith have to be wary of the back post here. You've got Owenby ready to go on the back line. You see a couple of others just outside the 6 ready to flood in. You also, hey, you cannot rule out Corbin Bone at the top of the box too.
And it's in the back of the net, flicked in by Brian Owenby for the equalizer. And in the 72nd minute, Owenby, his 6th goal of the season. And we are level at 1. Well done, well played from a very dangerous spot. Owenby flashing there, and just flick with the left boot.
Just bad luck as that one goes off the boot of Aaron Malloy toward the back post. But you have to give credit to McCabe, because he floated in unmarked about 7-8 yards off, and just a solid one touch. Nothing fancy, just went for it.
So we are level. Owenby last year had 5 goals and 11 assists. He has 6 goals this season. He had 7 in the first year he played with Louisville City.
Should we be surprised with these two teams?
No, I mean, frankly, I thought just in the run-up to this match, a draw might well be the just result and deserved result. And so now the question is here with 17 minutes, how committed are you to a second goal and 3 points? Or would both teams be delighted to split the points?
That's a great question. I think with both clubs only a point apart, I think both teams this early in the season may just go for it.
And a foul near the halfway line as Buckmaster sent to ground. Pretty clear foul by Masoso.
Louisville playing a very high line, about 30 yards off of goal. They're giving Memphis literally about 20 yards to work with and daring them to go over the top.
Goodrum got a hit on that, but committed a foul in the process. No, Ben Pierman on Thursday said, we just want to have a good, compelling, and entertaining match. I think we've gotten that. And good eye there by Michael Radchuk as Fernando is being held. And we'll call for a hydration break and get you ready for the final 15 minutes. Again, just to underline this, Lou City has outscored teams 6-0 in the final quarter hour this season. They have been dangerous at the end of matches. So, however 901 FC chooses to play this, they're playing a very dangerous side. Here is how Memphis got the lead. That just little flick by Goodrum, his 11th of the season, and then off the set piece, Owenby. Little redirect.
How smooth was that with the left foot of Owenby? You know, the easier move may have been with the right foot just to corral it along. He opened up his body, and that's such a good lesson for the young players that are watching. Just make contact and put it on frame, because you never know what's going to happen. And I think the same could be said for Goodrum's goal too, is just make contact.
Right, especially with the congestion in the 6 off the free kick. So both of these goals were set up because of cards and fouls in dangerous areas.
And that's what good teams do. They make you pay for your mistakes. Memphis has made Louisville pay, and Louisville has made Memphis pay.
Both teams have shot themselves in the foot.
Yes. Yes.
So we're equal at one apiece in that regard.
And we're pretty sure both clubs are taking it one day at a time. We think.
one game at a time.
Yeah.
It's a cliche because it's true. You can't play two games at once. All right, after the foul and the hydration break, Malloy will restart. Trying to go for Fernando.
All right, Memphis pressing higher now, getting
Fernando,
more active.
and can't quite get to it.
Starting to see a bit more of that Memphis 901 FC identity. Now Ben Pierman calling the dogs, saying, go get them, guys. We're 10v10. Let's see what we can do and maybe force them into a mistake. You saw Luis Fernando nearly do that for Memphis.
Standings in the East right now, Tampa Bay has pulled level with Lou City with 39 points. Tampa Bay a 4-1 victory over Loudoun United. When the night began, Lou City in first place, 39 points. 901 FC, 1 point in arrears. And Tampa Bay started with 36. So their 3 points tonight bring them level for the top spot. Owenby. Logue plays it back to Muse.
And I think for our audience, I think it's safe to say, if you've just tuned in, neither team is parking the bus right now. Oh, and Ben Pierman with a word or two for Michael Radchuk.
Hey, you know what? How about we tell everybody Ghost River is a proud sponsor of Memphis 901 FC.
We can all agree on a great pint.
Yes, a great pint. And on a night like this, an icy cold Ghost River would go down very well. It would go down great with 3 points. Although even a split of the points tonight, I think everybody would be reasonably happy. Oh, trying to get it through to Goodrum, but intercepted by Lou City. Ownby marked there, dispossessed momentarily. Leston Paul trying to win that in the air, and we will get the whistle and the foul on Leston Paul. And Paul will get a card as well. We have seen a lot of yellow. As Masoso goes to ground, Leston Paul with a yellow.
It's the 9th. It's the 9th of the night.
9th yellow card, 2 red cards.
Oprah would be proud. You get a yellow card. You get a yellow card. You get a yellow card.
And certainly justified. As you saw in the side there, Danny Cruz immediately pointing out.
Usually you hook the leg and go for the 3 count when you fly in like that with the forearm.
Usually.
But this match has had everything. We've had goals, we've had yellow cards, red cards, physicality. We've had great skill out here tonight too.
Well, just to put it out there, because we have had so many cards for 901 FC, you still have Malloy and Kelly out there for 901 FC sitting on yellow. Morton is the only player on the pitch currently for Lou City that is sitting on a yellow. And a Memphis foul here in the 81st minute.
And ironically, the guy with the most cards on the team, Philip Goodrum, clean record so far.
If you're late to the party, both teams playing with 10 men. Siegrist for Memphis sent off in the first minute, the first half stoppage time. Ownby holds it in, and it's 2-1. Ownby with the brace, and the visitors take the lead.
Moments ago, you talked about the effectiveness of Louisville. They don't set up shop. They just double down, and now they've doubled up with a 2-1 lead. Here comes the ball. It's an in-swinger into the box, and then Owenby, not only does he make contact, but he makes solid contact. Watch him flick his head. He times this perfectly as he nods this one back to the back post.
That is top class from Owenby. Right there, the little nod, snaps his head back, and it finds the side netting. Serrano, his second assist of the season. And Owenby has gone to 7 goals on the season. And all of a sudden now it becomes incumbent on 901 FC to throw everything forward to try to salvage a point. Can't get it through to Malloy.
That could be trouble. They may come back on Leston Paul for that one.
And that one blasted well over. And Leston Paul, he's also sitting on a yellow. And
he got the no more.
Yeah. Because 10v9 is not good.
No. And not only that, then he's going to miss the next match too. But still plenty of time for Memphis, because you figure there's at least going to be 3 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time to finish out the match. And Memphis is starting to show signs of its identity.
Goodrum calling for it at the top of the 18. And that pass for Dodson, too much on it. Lucas Turchi will come on for the home club. And Leston Paul will go to the sideline. Turchi scoring his only goal this season against Atlanta United 2.
Looks like David Egbo, another attacking option, will be getting ready. Maybe get a good 8 to 9 minutes of play here. As now Ben Pierman figures, hey, down by a goal, might as well throw everything at it. That goal by Owenby, the second goal, not only was it a well-placed header, his back's to the goal, and he goes far corner with it from about 11 or 12 yards out. Pretty incredible play by Owenby with the brace tonight for Louisville City.
Making up for the fact that Wilson Harris, leading goal scorer for Lou City with 8, unavailable due to injury. Owenby was a pest in the first half, but didn't get anything across the line. The first half ended 0-0. Here's a giveaway. Logue, however, gets it back. And Memphis trying to push forward. Direct ball for Goodrum, but Morton will go back and play it. And and Goodrum's going to get a yellow out of this, and perhaps fortunate not a straight red.
Wow, did he knock out 2 Louisville City players? They're both still down. Morton is down. Winder is down. Which, by the way, this is the 10th yellow card of the match.
I think Michael Radchuk has run out of pages in the book. He may need a refill.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a yellow for either one of those. Morton made a meal out of that one, and then Winder definitely made a meal out of that.
Yeah, Winder, that was a pretty it was a pretty egregious flop. Stayed down for a while. Looked worse in real time. Got September 23rd circled on your calendar when these two teams meet again?
Yeah. Are you driving up or flying up? I think I want to be there for that one. Well, thankfully, with all the thoughts and prayers, the players are okay. It looks like we're going to get to continue on. And now does Caleb Sewell have a yellow card?
Yeah, this really has gone Oprah.
Amazing 11 yellow cards, but no penalty kicks tonight. I think, goodness gracious.
And in fact, there could have been, because there could have been a handball called on Niall Logan the first half.
Yes.
So Egbo's going to come on. Goodrum is going to come off.
Zach Carroll will be in for Niall Logue here as well. But you know what? After all of this, it's still not over.
No.
Plenty to play for.
Well, there's going to be some fairly substantial stoppage time here. Because all the bookkeeping will have eaten up a fair amount of time. So Ownby in the 72nd and 81st minute. The equalizer, and depending how the final few moments play out, perhaps the match winner for Louisville City. But is there some bit of magic left for 901 FC at the death?
There's certainly enough firepower out from Memphis 901 FC. If they can get a 1-2 combination through the midfield, there's an opportunity. This is not a club that is lacking goal firepower at the moment.
But another opportunity for Lou City. Good defensive work by Carroll. And he induces a foul on Lou City.
You know, he's a fan favorite too. He came in, he was captain at Reno a few years ago, and he came in for Memphis 901 FC. And honestly, it's tough for Zach Carroll to crack the lineup right now with the defending pair of Graham Smith and Niall Logue, and he's been nothing but professional in making the most of the minutes that he does get.
Egbo trying to run this down, trying to win possession. He does. Egbo lays it back. Ball sent in far post, but overcooked.
Just a little too soon. He wanted Graham Smith, but Smith wasn't quite ready to get there to latch onto it. He was making the run just about a split second too early from Jeremy Kelly, but a good idea and great work by David Egbo to hold up play to provide that opportunity for Memphis. That footwork there.
Working against Winder, the teenager. Graham Smith now wearing the captain's armband since Leston Paul has been taken off as a substitution.
Oh, they're going to stop. Memphis wanted to move quickly, but the referee decided that he was going to let the substitution happen, so he stopped the flow of play.
Ian Solar into the match, replacing Ray Serrano. Serrano with the assist on the second Ownby goal. Four minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time have been added.
I think there's another goal in this one, Pete.
After the way this one has played out, nothing surprises me. Memphis winning 8 times in 10 home matches.
Egbo's offside, could not have played that one.
Kyle Morton with 7 clean sheets, won't get one tonight. Goodrum in the 66th minute staked the home club to a 1-0 advantage, but then Ownby stole the show. Fernando trying to escape.
Muse moving quickly. Smart play, quick outlet. They do have some space down the left side.
That's flicked on for Turchi. Turchi trying to get it through. Settled by Egbo. Set into the area. Fernando, and on the challenge, it'll be a Celtic crossing corner kick for 901 FC.
Moving quickly. Here comes Memphis 901 FC. Trey Muse coming up near the top of the box. They're going to throw everything at this, even with a couple of minutes remaining. Last man back is Reese Buckmaster.
Malloy serves it. Got through the crowd. And now Trey Muse well out of goal, trying to get back into position.
And now he's been sent off for last man back handling the ball. And he's saying it hit him in the chest. That had to be the call from the assistant referee, because the referee was in no position to see this. Now Trey Muse will be out of the next game for Memphis 901 FC. Now, does Memphis have a substitute left for Drew Romig to come in? I believe they've got one
I believe
left.
they have one more, yeah. It hit Muse on the shoulder.
Well, was that the shoulder or the upper arm? Because watch the arms. The arm's going to come out. Oh, that's the shoulder, Pete. I think you're right. I think you're right. And not only that, he's not even the last guy back.
And so Derek Dodson will become the emergency keeper.
Okay, yeah, my math was right. Memphis did not have another. I believe they had another substitute left to go. Because you had Goodrum out, right?
I only had 4 substitutions.
Leston Paul out. Chris Allen out. Goodrum out. Niall Logue out.
And a foul on Lou City. And Ownby and Buckmaster having a chat.
Yeah, Memphis could have, just 4 substitutions, so they could have gone with one more. What if? What if?
So the question I have for you, was the red against Trey Muse justified? Oh, that's knotted down by Graham Smith and wide.
But it's a Celtic crossing corner kick. Still one last chance, Pete. What if? What if?
Malloy, potentially last kick of the match. In the scramble, cleared. Kelly sends it in. And Dodson can't connect. But in your mind, was that red on Trey Muse, was that justified?
If the referee thinks that that was an arm, then perhaps, as that is the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, perhaps. But do I think that it was a handball? No.
And there is full time, and Louisville City They have now won 5 in a row and 6 of their last 7. And no love lost between these two teams. They will meet in Louisville on September the 23rd. And if the date was not already circled on the calendar, it most certainly is now. A match that saw 3 red cards. Saw Louisville City with a man advantage until that was erased in the 62nd minute. Memphis lost a 1-goal lead. Louisville City, 2-1. We're back with a recap and a final word from AutoZone Park in a moment.
We're a city with soul, grit and grind. From sunup to sundown, with every action you take, you make Memphis, Memphis. And we're here every step of the way, taking action for you.
It means we've got your back.
Telling your stories, celebrating your community,
watching out for your family,
and finding solutions to your problems.
It's what we do. Action News 5, taking action for you.
We make the most of your morning with breaking news.
The most accurate forecast to help you plan your day and traffic information to keep you on the go.
It's how Action News 5 is taking action for you. Weekday mornings from 4 to 7.
Every evening, Action News 5 is focused on gathering stories that affect you.
From Memphis to South Haven, West Memphis to Covington,
We've got the Mid-South covered.
Action News 5, taking action for you.
Action News 5 Plus is everything you love about Action News 5, plus a whole lot more.
Getting the 5-star treatment.
Watch original sports program, live sporting events, entertainment program.
It's an adrenaline-filled adventure.
And the very best of the Action News 5's news team.
Forget the gimmicks. We have some tips that really work.
Action News 5 Plus. Tune your antenna to channel 5.5 or call your cable or satellite provider and ask them to add Action News 5 Plus.
Weather never stops, and neither do we. We've got the team and the technology to be your first alert to the Mid-South's ever-changing conditions. Taking action for you. First Alert Weather, only on Action News 5.
Action News 5, taking action for you.
With breaking news from your neighborhood.
Investigations that uncover scams and ripoffs.
And the Mid-South's most accurate weather forecast.
The team you trust, Action News 5, taking action for you.
It was a highly anticipated match. It was one of the crazier matches, Tim Van Horn, I think we've seen in quite a while. Louisville City wins it 2-1. Philip Goodrum got the home club out to the lead. He is our man of the match as he bagged his 11th goal of the season.
Yeah, and it was a beauty, and of course it was off a set piece. There's Aaron Malloy again with the assist, but nice across the body drive. No chance for Kyle Morton. And Memphis on the losing end, but you can't say that they weren't up for it tonight. They came ready to battle, and this was an effort by both clubs that was fitting for the top of the USL East.
And it was Brian Ownby in the 72nd minute with the equalizer, match winner in the 81st minute. For Memphis 901 FC, Philip Goodrum, man of the match, his 11th goal of the season. And some consolation on a night that, boy, did it get chippy late. Possession pretty much even. Louisville City with 11 shots, 3 of them on target, 2 of them found the back of the net. And both sides finished with 10 men. We had yellow cards aplenty. We had red cards. I think that both clubs would take issue with the way that this match was adjudicated.
I thought the moments of brilliance were befitting the top of the table tilt. However, there were external factors that impacted the way the flow of this match went. And yeah, a bit disappointing to see how the number of cards really piled up in a hurry in this one. And it really wasn't as physical of a match as what the box score is going to say.
And Louisville City now with 42 points. They sit atop the Eastern Conference. And Memphis will fall to third. Tampa Bay Rowdies getting all 3 points tonight in a victory over Loudoun United. They will be second. So, work for Ben Pierman and the boys to do. They fall tonight 2-1 to Louisville City. For Tim Van Horn and the rest of our crew, I'm Pete Pranica. Thanks so much for watching. Memphis 901 FC is back in action next Saturday night on the road at Indy 11. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.